my God.
Yeah.
No.
So happy Monday, everyone. This is Greg Dixon here with Betty Withrow, and we usually get to come online and talk about book and publishing items. And today we're going to talk about two things: realistic expectations of your marketing, and then also, whoops, there it is, how to sell books published through your Ingram Spark or Amazon accounts. So where this comes from is I think there's some confusion about how books actually get sold. And so that results into people going through all the book journey and they get their stuff up, they go through Ingram Spark or they go through Amazon and they say, oh, okay, my job's done, right? They go off, they go do something else, and then somebody says, oh, well, where's the money? Okay. Here, I don't see any money coming in. and, and and actually, so some of the thing is probably a misunderstanding about how the books get sold in the first place. Amazon's fairly straightforward, but Ingram Spark is not about what it happens. And so maybe Betty, you could explain your suggestion today was realistic expectations of your marketing. Maybe you can elaborate on what that means.
Well, sure, Greg. So one of the things is that you need to have a decent runway if you want to have a good takeoff. And a lot of times people think they're very excited about their book. Their book is great. Their book is brilliant, and they think that the world is going to notice this. And it's probably not really the case if they haven't really brought it to the world's attention. So having a longer runway in almost every case is a better idea than like having a short marketing period before your book drops, or even starting to market your book when your book drops. You want to get way ahead of all of that and start talking about your book and marketing your book way, way, way ahead of time. And when you go on Amazon, there's I don't know how many millions of items on there, and people, unless they know your book title or they know you and they know why they should be looking for your book, they're not going to find your book. Let's face it. So you need to increase the awareness of everything that you're doing ahead of time. And I always ask people what they want their book to do, and there can be a lot of different things. It's not only about selling your book; it can be about what is your book going to do for your business, which is it may be overlooked in the. Sometimes it's a frenzied effort to get that book together, and people feel like I just can't even deal with the rest of it, which is fair enough. It's a big deal. So that's my comment on it. Is that Amazon is great. Amazon is the marketplace for books and for people individually buying books. On the other hand, if you want your book to go into bookstores, which is a whole other part of the journey, and depending again on what you want your book to do, then you want to go to not only Amazon but to Ingram Spark, because Ingram is the place where book buyers in bookstores and libraries and universities and things go to find things to order them through that process, because Ingram is their book distributor. They're not looking for your book online on any other platform. They get the Ingram catalog every month and they're ordering from that. And once again, it would be a mistake to think that they're automatically going to be noticing your book, because the book contains thousands of titles. So if you're marketing on that level, as a wholesaler of your book, then you want to do a couple of things. Obtain an updated and reliable list of the vendors in your area, or the libraries, or whoever it may be, and have a really good pitch letter that you send out to them, bringing that, and telling them, here's what my book is, here's what my book is about. Here's its number in the Ingram catalog once you've got that, and then follow that up with a phone call in, say, a week, because the buyer's busy. You can follow it up and say, I hope you got my email. I'd like to talk with you about my book, and so on. So it's always a process in marketing. There's a lot of different moving parts.
Absolutely. So one of the things, like I was just we have a client and they were debating about Amazon versus Ingram Spark or both. And so
Mhm.
I talked to Betty a bit about it and I've been looking at it. And one of my questions is well, how do you actually sell your book through Ingram Spark? And the answer
Mhm.
is you don't. so,
Yeah.
so they had a list of 3 ways of how you do it. And the first one is to take you have a sales page or you sell it in person or whatever. So
Mhm.
you buy your books at print cost. Ingram Spark delivers the books to you, and then you go out and sell them. Either you sell them directly from your website, or you sell them in person, or maybe you take them to book shows or whatever, however it is you do, but you become the seller. I think that's
Yeah.
something that many people don't plan on when they
No.
get started on this journey. The other way is you don't necessarily have to buy the books in advance. You can take the money, take the order, and then you can go in. Ingram Spark has a way to order a book, and they'll ship it to the person who's purchased it, and they'll so it's a drop shipping model. Is they ship it directly, but you have to process the order, and then which is maybe not what you thought. When you thought you put your book out there, you didn't think you're going to be in the merchandising business, but you are. And in a way, if you don't want to get involved with any of those things, then even if you publish through Ingram Spark, it ends up on Amazon, and you can have all of your efforts just simply sending people to Amazon. Amazon's going to take the money, fulfill the orders, hopefully send you something out of it at the end of the day. And so,
Mhm.
um, but I just said my personal experience is by far the most money is by selling the things yourself. You collect the money and then you have your team make sure they get the book or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Um, I've known so many people have had books up on Amazon, and when I ask them how many sales you've had, it says, well, they don't know, or next to none, or whatever. So the moral of the story is if nobody is likely to buy your book unless you sell it to them, unless you get something that is just so all over the place that everybody just wants it. And actually, that's where the marketing comes in with what Betty and I do in our strategy is we get it to the point where the bookstores want to carry it. The book clubs want to review it. the,
Yeah.
the people just want to order it. They're going to go find out and they're going to go track it down on Amazon and actually look for it. Um,
Right.
gonna reviews and all those sorts of things, press releases, all those kinds of things, which I call marketing rather than sales. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess I think the thing is many people don't know what they're in for when they get started on this journey, and they get there. I got the book published, it's up there, yay! And then they go, and that's not the end of the story. And as Betty said, really you want to start building a buzz, maybe getting pre-sales, maybe getting people involved for your book launch early, like before you've even finished writing it or getting it formatted and printed. You just get
Oh,
get, get
yeah.
them involved in it right away.
Right away. Yes. Yeah. That is the name of the game because it's an awareness thing. It takes me back to when I was in the grocery business, and you have an item, you're so excited, you got it into the distributor, the guys with the big trucks. Well, guess what? You still have to call every store owner and say, "Would you like to have this on your shelf?" And then give them all the information that they need in order to make it simple for them to find it on their preferred distributor's catalog. Click the button, make the order. Okay, and you don't realize that, but it's the same thing with books. That the distributors have a tremendous amount of reach, but they're not going to be interested in your book unless they know that um, that somebody else is interested and is coming to their store, for instance, and asking for it because They heard about it on your YouTube channel. They read about it in your blog. You had somebody local on your newspaper, your local newspaper interview you as a local author. You got on a radio show, or hopefully a lot of radio shows, which is not that hard to do. And, all of those things will help to raise the awareness, as I call it, of what your book is about, and about you and about your book.
Yeah. So in the old days, that was called the book tour, right? Yeah, people went travel from town to town, going and speaking in libraries or community events. I've got a little interview. We were doing interviews with people in the natural health industry, and there's somebody from British Columbia who happened to be on a book tour in the town where we're at. We found him. He was standing outside of a little mall with a Whole Foods with a table with his book, talking to anybody who would talk to him.
Right.
That's the kind of thing. So we're talking about doing that digitally, doing it online, but also in person too. And so you just need to be active, and you need to be the star of the show, really, as the author.
Yeah, it's you're demonstrating your book and the value of your book continually when you keep talking about it and putting it out there in the world. And just when you think that you can't keep, quote, bugging people about your book, forget that idea, because they haven't even heard of your book yet.
They have to know a bit about it, and it's one of these things. If they're reading about it, and we were talking with the client this morning about releasing parts of your book as excerpts, like blog posts or little, maybe a reading of a part of it. All that stuff builds some interest in it, gets you out there, and gradually next thing you know, you're on Oprah, maybe, or not.
Well, you're certainly on YouTube if you're one of our clients, and you're
on YouTube. You have equal status to Oprah when you're on YouTube. Everybody's equal.
That's right.
The count, the view counts may vary.
Yeah, but it is an equal opportunity marketplace, and it is also one of the most powerful ways there is to get found online. And when people see you and relate to you because they're looking into your eyes, then you have a level of relatability that can indeed translate into them getting motivated to buy your book, promote your book, be your community, and all of that good stuff that you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's a brand new blog post called "How to Sell Books in These Markets." So that was trying to answer many of the questions that we're trying to address in this meeting here.
Yeah.
And I just have to remind you that Betty and I are here to help with your book journey, all the way from Notion to coming up, brainstorming the ideas, writing the drafts, editing, formatting the book, getting it up in like Ingram Spark or Amazon, and then helping with the marketing before and after, all that kind of thing. So we're a pretty full service shop, really.
Yes.
That's why we had 15 seconds from our last meeting till we started this broadcast.
Yeah. Jumping from rock to rock as we're crossing the stream.
Yeah.
But that we love working with authors. We love creating publicity strategies and machines, and you might be able to tell that we love having fun. So get in touch with us, and read Greg's blog post. It gives you kind of the tip of the iceberg, and then from there you can jump to the rest of the Shared Visions website and see all the different ways that we can work with you.
Yeah. And just make an appointment with us and we can chat, see where you're at. And it's whether you're just thinking about your book now, or you already have a book completely done and you need help getting somebody to see it and buy it. So wherever you are on that continuum, on that journey, we can help you and at least have a fun conversation about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's it for us for today, and enjoy your Monday.
Yep. Happy Monday.
Do we have anything in the next 30 seconds, Betty? I think we might actually have a break.
Oh, I have a text coming in.
Oh, okay. All right, then.
Yes, the next 30 seconds are our break, Greg.
Yeah, awesome.
Enjoy.
Okay, happy Monday, everyone.
Mhm.